In my defense, I only optimized a system that begged for it. The campus library owned 3 printers and exactly 0 respect for order. Every afternoon at 4, a student with a hero complex swaggered in, dropped a 400-page manual into the queue, and stood there like a traffic cone while the rest of us aged. The lab monitor smiled helplessly. I measured the waste in minutes, then in grades. The trigger was a thesis deadline. I had 60 pages to print and bind before the copy center closed. Our champion of chaos arrived on cue, headphones the size of planets, and jammed his megafile to the top of the queue. The progress bar crawled like a wounded beetle. At that speed, I would miss my window. Irritation sharpened into curiosity. I opened the help desk desktop and read the network manual in the folder nobody touches. It was not hidden. There it was, job hold rules, size thresholds, and a merciful setting called release on arrival for large documents. No hacks. No tricks. Just features starving for an adult. I asked the monitor if policy allowed a fairness rule above 100 pages. She said if the setting existed and did not block anyone, she would prefer peace. So I split my 60 pages into 61-page jobs. The queue rotates by arrival time per job, not per owner, and small jobs barely touch the buffer. Then I toggled release on arrival for anything above 100 pages. The next person in line smiled when their cover sheet slid out. Then another. Then mine. Our headphone hero frowned as his job moved from printing to held for size, which was the most honest sentence that machine had displayed all semester. He tried to announce urgency, but the room performed a quiet audit. Students showed timestamps, submission portals, the shrinking clock. He had none of that, only a binder and bravado. The printers hummed through the small jobs like waves lapping ashore. I gathered my stack when the last page landed, and banded the chapters like a careful parent. The payoff was not a standing ovation, but tables were tapped and someone said, "Finally." The monitor asked me to email her the page with the setting circled. She taped it to the side of the printer under a new sign, large jobs release after 4:30. Our hero printed later when the sea was calm. The next day, the queue looked like a well-tuned algorithm, not a hostage situation. I did not gloat. I walked my bound thesis into the copy center with minutes to spare and felt warmth of systems behaving. There is pleasure in watching machines do what they were built to do and people remembering they share them. The printers kept the beat. Room learned the tempo. That was enough.